Hello and welcome back to Ruby's story, where we are hanging out on this hillside with our two remaining pups, Chandra and Amber. Unfortunately, we lost poor little guardian to starvation in the last episode, and Ruby and Yukon absolutely struggled to get food for Amber and Chandra. And when they finally did get food, they grew up into young hunters. Look at them. And so we had to take them over to the elk calf that we took down, and a bear has taken it over. But thankfully, not before they were able to eat. So they do have food in their belly. Chandra is doing better at 72%. We do have wolves invading. Looks like to the north. So probably Cottonwood Creek or Coyote Creek, maybe? So, I think, Ruby is still majorly injured and her pups are still not full health. So I think she just really wants to focus on getting everybody restored on their health. Her health bar is not even completely filled up yet. She definitely hears those wolves howling to the north, though, and she would love to go confront them, but going to take her mother's advice this time and let it go for now. Honestly, I think they could all just use a little bit more sleep. They are all still pretty exhausted from just trying not to starve to death, honestly. That I think they could all just use to curl up, rest, and heal up. So that's exactly what they're going to do. I think Ruby would feel like, her pups are a little bit bigger and she doesn't have to stress quite so much about them running off and getting lost and, all of that. They're old enough to catch their own rabbits now, even though, they still need to learn how to do that. The carcass is not too far away, so they can choose to go down and eat from it. So, I do think Ruby is probably feeling a little less stressed, at least, that she was able to get Chandra and Amber to the stage, at least. She does, however, remember her brother that did die at this age to a moose, so she knows that even though they are, old enough to go hunting with them and everything, it's not without its own dangers. They're not going to mess with bears. I think it's time for them to go on their first hunt, so let's take a look here. Yep, everybody is 100% health again, and just a little bit hungry. So I think Ruby is going to sniff the air and see the Ponderosa herd again. It's the one that they actually just hunted, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, I think it's time for the pups to do their first hunt. They'll take care of some territory on the way. They've been able to catch up on a little bit of sleep. It looks like, things are looking a little bit better for them at the very least. Yes. We are already good in this territory hex. The game is being a little bit laggy, and hopefully it doesn't mess with the audio, because in my last video with Moonstone, when the game went laggy, my audio also went bad, and I don't know why that was, but... Oh, there's the elk herd. Alright. Chandra and Amber's first time seeing elk. Okay, get them a little closer. I apologize, my dog is making noise. Chandra has spotted the herd. Let's see how they react first. Just staring at him right now. Yukon going up confidently. And showing the pups how to get the herd moving. Then Yukon. Chandra charging ahead in her excitement for her first elk hunt. He's been waiting for this day, I'm sure. Amber is kind of lagging behind, maybe a little bit more nervous about her first hunt. Thankfully, the elk should be getting a little bit weaker this time of year, so... You know, just as Ruby's mom did with her, she'll do the same with her pups, teaching them how to be patient, how to chase them, how to herd the herds, you know, even if it's not a strategy she really uses too often. It's a lesson that will be useful for the pups when they need to use it. Oh, I heard somebody fall, and it is you. Go, look out, Ruby. Right. And they will give thanks for this meal. Pups are so cute doing that animation. Their first elk hunt, and it was a success. You know, they just watched this time, which is normal. But it went smoothly and well. And they learned a valuable lesson of, you know, letting the herd run and waiting for one to make a mistake, such as tripping. Here we go. Ruby was very happy to see Chandra's confidence in that hunt, you know, charging ahead. She's kind of wondering why Amber was so far behind on her first hunt. And she hopes that her confidence will grow as they hunt more. Well, with that hunt out of the way, let's see how everybody's doing. Everybody's like looking great. Looks like Yukon took a little bit of a hit there. Let's see, experience-wise, they're both at 54%. And let's take a look at our territory. Yeah, we could definitely use some territory strengthening, but, you know, Ruby is an explorer, so I think she would be more interested in exploring, but I don't think she'd want to go too far from this carcass either. This female is one we do not know. Thankfully, there's not too many of them. Go. Another good lesson for the pups, how to defend what is yours. However, Ruby's heart is kind of tugging at her as well. She's seen it was just Robbie and, you know, another young hunter, and she wonders if perhaps they are in the same predicament that her and her pups were in, you know, just starving and struggling to find food. They were just here for the carcass, and, you know, maybe the right thing to do there would have been to not fight over it, but, you know, just move away from it. They've already eaten what they needed off of it, and perhaps another choice could have been made there. All thoughts that Ruby is pondering. They happen to be at her favorite waterfall place, and she is happy to show her pups this magnificent spot. A great spot to get a drink. Sandra seems to enjoy the water. Amber, maybe not so sure, just enjoying the view. Wonder if we can get a good picture of these guys in the waterfall here. Love a better picture of all of them. Amber checking out the view from over here. I love that I have a picture of Ruby here from not too long ago, and now her, and, you know, she gets to share it with her pups now, just like her mother did with her when, you know, she was young at Jade's favorite places. Yeah. Ruby's happy to share this with her pups. And she's thankful for her mate Yukon as well. I think they're gonna go ahead and take another little nap here. Ruby's in no hurry to rush along. My dog is dreaming. Jack! Jack! Wake up! He always makes little sounds in his sleep. He's so cute. Yeah, anyways, we know this territory is important and everything, but you know, it's nice that they get to enjoy themselves as they go about their days too, you know, allowing the pups to have time to rest and play. And, you know, she remembers her mom, you know, once she got to the young hunter stage, her mom was always on the go. You know, she did take little moments, but not very long, and I was just constantly doing territory. She remembers how much her paws ached during those first days, and, you know, she wants to give her pups a little bit more time to enjoy. And, you know, a lot of the territory that she wants, they have to take anyways, so, you know, hopefully it doesn't bite her in the butt later, but she's just happy to enjoy this moment with her family. And she dreams of hopefully bringing many more litters here. Many more of her puppies to this beautiful place that she found all on her own. Pups are still down there playing. I wish I could still do pup cam. Yeah, let's let them catch up on more sleep. There we go. Looks like Chandra smells something. What do you smell, Chandra? Den. A den. Interesting. Fine, Chandra. Let's get a little drink here. Oh, hi, Yukon. I'll pray to the heavens for another beautiful day, hopefully full of new things to discover and food in their belly. And hopefully protection from anybody that means them harm. Let's see if we can't find this den up here. Maybe it's a den that we've already found. I don't know. And then a bunny rabbit. Anybody want to catch the bunny? Yeah, go Amber. Yay. Good job, Amber. Mama's proud of you. Cottonwood Creek howling back at us. Pretty sure that's the orange pack. Right. Yeah. we go. Big bull moose over there reminds her of the loss of her brother. She will stay clear of that. Keep her pups safe, out of harm's reach. Look how pretty this is. There you go. Let's see, where is our scent post? There we go. Now we're kind of headed back to the west, and where Ruby would really like to go is to the east, so I think we'll give the pups a chance to catch this bunny if they want it. Not too close to the moose, though. Yeah, it doesn't look like they want it, so I think she's going to take the pups back to the carcass and, you know, she'll let them get a bite off of it and then head more to the east to see what else they can discover. Unfortunately, there are bears on the carcass again. See if the bears might be interested in moving along or not. Doesn't really look like it, though. They look like they are very prepared to fight. Not worth it. They will continue to the east and I'll maybe get another hunt in. Everybody's a little bit hungry, but even if they sleep, they could sleep as well. Yeah, so head to the east, discover more land, see what journeys await us in this direction. But that is all the time that I have for today, so we'll have to pick up from here next time. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for hanging with us. If you enjoyed this episode, please give it a like and consider subscribing if you're new. If you're already subscribed, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate you guys. If you are newly subscribed, then welcome in. I am so happy to have you here, and I hope you are enjoying the content. You guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and until next time, bye-bye!